5 position so far at 7:10 at 200 miles per hour. Looking to change that number 7 into a number 6.
Yeah.
First pair out after a freshly sprayed track will give him optimal conditions for it, so we may see a 6-second run here. Jonathan Antonix, currently number 23 qualifier at 10:08 at 144, looking to improve on that. Let's see what happens here.
For those of you thinking Rick Prospero's car is not street worthy, that car has won drag week twice. Going wheels in the air, he's got to pedal out of it. A 122, 60 foot for Prospero. He's on the brakes. 850 at just 110. Antonix. James, he improves greatly.
Quite a bit. Goes 937 at 149. Moves him from number 23 up to number 18 qualified position. Prospero going to maintain that 710 at 200 mile per hour number 1 spot. The only one to go 200 so far in streetcar class.
Yeah, but he's got Mike Reich breathing down his neck with a 718, and I got to wonder if maybe he just thought that wasn't going to be the best pass because he had to pedal out of the wheelie, but man, it sure looked good at the beginning.
Justin Keith from, you know him from Streetcar Takeover.
Yep.
From Blue Springs, Missouri. That 2019 Camaro, what do they call that Camaro, Derek?
That is called Nemo. This is the guy who owns Killer Performance, lining up with Brett LaSala, that literally, like, so good you can eat off the bottom of a 2013 Mustang. Looking for a low ET, 714, 201 miles an hour for LaSala. He says, I'm going to go to number 2 on the qualifying sheet.
Justin Keith, 9 flat with a 7, good enough for number 16 qualified position. But LaSala, 714, currently top speed of the meet at 201.31 miles per hour.
So him and Prospero both over 200 miles an hour, and I guarantee you both of those cars still have a lot left in the tank. As we talked about, Justin Keith, 9 flat, 153. He improves on ET and speed. I don't know if Nemo has ever been in the 8s, but he's only a couple thousandths of a second away from it. As let's bring up a pair of Mustangs. Marlon Costello coming up out of Homestead, Florida, 2003. Yeah, it's a Terminator style. Looks like a Cobra back end on it. Mustang on the right side. James, who's in the left side?
Mike Moretti from Vero Beach, Florida, currently number 28 at 14 seconds. I think it has a lot more in it, judging by the parachute on the back of it. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, about to find out. Oh, nice wheelie pedal out of it on the right-hand side. Marlon looking to improve on the 868. Might do it here. Now he gets out of the gas early, 894 at 118, so he will stay where he is. An 887 at 150 for Moretti. Yeah, that's a huge improvement over the 1420, so Moretti will go to number 14.
Jumps him 14 spots as he was in the number 28 position to start this session.
Once again, I have called Extreme 28. Extreme 28. Need you to the lanes, please. Extreme 28. Need you to the lanes, please. Let's go back to Streetcar Takeover. And Streetcar Shootout presented by Motion Raceworks and Real Street Performance. James, who's our next two?
Over on the left-hand side, that's Pedro Malagon from West Palm Beach, Florida. Over on the left-hand side, Zach Walton from Boca Raton, Florida. A pair of Supras on the starting line right now.
Ooh, left-hand side on a mean pass. 123 on the 60-foot. 751, 183 miles an hour. That'll move him up significantly over the number 15 spot that he started in. An 887 to a 751. Zach goes 1060 at just 112. And Pedro, yeah, vote for him. Number 4 on the sheet. The 7-second cars are just coming out of the woodwork, James.
7-second ETs just like they're giving them away. Here's the next pair. Rusty Clover driving the Hellcat over on the left-hand side. He is from Lutz, Florida. Currently the number 20 qualifier, looking to improve significantly on that. Currently has a best ET of 953, 144 miles per hour.
Christian Murillo, that beautiful blue Mustang on the right-hand side. Vero Beach, Florida-based hot rod. He's currently qualified number 7 with an 827 at 169, James. Again, the sleeper aspect, I love it. I mean, like, this car, right-hand side, take the parachute off and swap the wheels to stock wheels, and there is no chance you're going to look at it and go, yeah, it looks like an 8-second car, let alone a low 8-second car. So Rusty on, yeah, I say Rusty, and immediately I think of James Thompson. No, not this Rusty, that Rusty. The Rusty behind the wheel of the Hellcat. So Rusty on the left and Christian on the right. The Mustang looking for all the boosts out of the turbo system. Going to get there. Going to roll it in. And is all staged and ready, and off he goes, and he finds tire spin this time. Clover. Well, 133.60 foot is pretty good. He's looking for an improvement and going to get it. 935, 145 miles an hour. Yes, indeed. Picking up about, 18 hundredths of a second over his previous pass. I'm not sure if it's going to move him up from number 20 or not. Yeah, he goes up one spot. Number 19. It's all about the small victories, right, James? Once again, Extreme 28, Extreme 28. I need you to the lanes, and if you're not there, you're going to be late shortly. Extreme 28. Extreme 28. Lanes 11 and 12 right now, please. Extreme 28. Lanes 11 and 12 right now would be a good time. Luis Castro and Matt Arno. Or Arnow. Now versus later.
Now or later?
That
was a good candy.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah. Matt is in the right-hand side. That's the Grabber Blue Mustang. Now, I know that.
You got cursed about not knowing that color, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. No, well, yeah, what I did was I messed up teal for turquoise. I messed that
that's
up.
what it was. Okay.
And I guarantee you there are people that are watching and listening and are going to make sure I don't mess that up again. Luis Castro coming up, the 2004 Mustang with all the carbon fiber goodness on the hood on the left-hand side. Yeah, you can never not say carbon fiber without goodness. It just they flow so well together. Well, he found all the rev limiter on the left-hand side, and right-hand side smokes the tires. Left-hand side hooked up and boogieing. 130 to the 60-foot, looking for a low 8-second time. 8:39, 153 for Lewis. He wasn't on the sheet. He just inserted himself in there with authority. As Matt Arno, a 1096 is an improvement over a 1257, but still not where he wants to be. He's number 28, James. An 8:39 for Lewis, number 10. He's in the top half of the field. Man, an 8:39 gets you number 10? That's nuts.
Only at FL2K. That's how it is, man.
Apparently so. That's just, man, they're just, the fast cars just keep coming, man. I'll tell you, they just keep coming. All right, so we have a Mopar versus Mustang battle here. Guillermo Suarez coming out of Land O'Lakes, Florida, the 2008 Dodge Challenger with the six-pack scoop hood equipped. Left-hand side. David Van Voris coming up in the, it's not, well, I want to say it's close to Grabber Green, but actually, you know what it is? It is BMP Event Staff T-shirt matching green. I can't be wrong about that, can I, Law? Amarillo, Texas-based 2018 Mustang on the right-hand side of the racetrack. So we got both brands represented well here, James. You got Mopar on the left and you got Ford on the right. The Mopar is currently qualified number 33 with a scathing 1608. The Mustang is not on the sheet yet. So I'm going to guess that both of them are obviously looking to improve or even get on the sheet. And the Mopar leaves on green. The Mustang leaving on green as well. The green on green. Mopar, 884, 154, 858 at 163. So a pair of 8-second hot rods going down the track, and they will move up the ladder significantly. So let's see where they end up. As an 858 is good enough for number 13. And he will stay on the top half of the field as the Mopar improves, but is not on the top side. He is under number 18. Where exactly, I don't know. Oh, hang on. I will find out. Yep, Guillermo is number 17, so I missed by one spot. So far, we have 37 cars that have laid down a qualifying time in the streetcar shootout class presented by Motion Raceworks in Real Street. Here comes a couple of red cars. And Gerard Vernon out of Tampa, Florida, the 1996 Supra on the right-hand side. Billy Wakefield, 98 Trans Am, the turbocharged ride on the left side. Billy, a regular here at Bradenton Motorsports Park, has taken this car to late rounds and 8-second ETs. Supra looking for all the boost. Not there yet. Not there yet. Almost there. And there we go. And both of them on their way. The Trans Am 128 to the 60-foot. He goes 962, lifting out of the gas early. The Supra going 922 at 155. Now, both of them will improve off their previous times. The Trans Am did not make a full pass. They go to number 22 for Gerard and number 25 for Billy Wakefield. A whole lot of entries here in the streetcar shootout. Once again, Extreme 28, Extreme 28. I don't see enough of you in the lanes, please. Extreme 28, Extreme 28, lanes 11 and 12, please. Tony Ernest and James Grishbaum coming next. Grishbaum in the 2019 Mustang on the right, the GTR on the left of Tony Ernest. Ernest down the track, 795, 168 miles an hour. Oh, my God. No parachute. James looking like a standard old, 9-second GTR, and he just rockets to the number 6 spot. We now have 6 cars in the 7-second zone. That's just nuts. So somebody's alarm went off, Joel Law said. Looks like we might have, unfortunately, the Lexus, unfortunately, putting some fluid down on the left side, and that will not work. We want to keep the fluids inside the engine, James, just like the smoke, correct?
Absolutely.
Man, a few words, but the words he chooses are correct. Billy Sheehan coming up out of Cape Cove, Canada. James? Cave Cove, Canada. We have Arizona and we have New Mexico. Now we got Canada. I think this might be the Long Haul Award. 2003 Cobra.
Hey?
Huh? What? Yeah, I knew what it was. I knew what it was. I chose not to say it. Cobra on its way down the racetrack. 138 on the 60-foot. Looking for an 8-second pass. Goes 8:10 at 178 miles an hour. He was qualified number 10 at 8:39, so he'll move up a couple of tenths and move up a couple of clicks to number 7. He is currently the fastest qualified 8-second car, and guess what? An 8:10 only gets you number 7. R.C. Flint coming up out of Bradenton, Florida, the 2001 Honda S2000 on the right-hand side of the track. And Cooper Baghetti, the 2JZ infused Camaro out of Bradenton, left-hand side. Yeah, Victor. Cooper not on the sheet. R.C. Flint not on the sheet. Both of them looking to get on there. Cooper, a little baby wheelie as he comes off the starting line. 1-2-0 on the 60-foot. He pulls the chute early. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. 880 at 127. I think that was literally like just accidentally reached for the handle, or it might have shook itself out, but Cooper was on a pass. R.C. Flint goes 862 at 158, and the little S2000 will go to number 15. Even with the parachute early, Cooper goes onto the sheet in the number 19 spot, James. So like about a half track pass and still does pretty good. Once again, Extreme 28, Extreme 28. Need you 2 lanes, please. Extreme 28. We need you, please. Pair of Mustangs coming up right here. Joe Glockner and Zach Myers. Myers on the right-hand side. He has just put his Mustang back together, like literally just got it pieced back together this week. And I met him at the NMRA race, and he got his license not too long after that. 2018 Mustang on the right side of the track. That's the McFarland Racing side. Joe Glockner out of Portsmouth, Ohio. The Bernie G Racing backed 2016 Mustang left side. Zach Myers blows the tires off. That's not what he wanted. And Glockner Low 8-second pass, 8:15, 167 for Glockner. He ran 10:89 on his first pass, and he'll move up a bunch. 996 at 155 is an improvement for Zach Myers, but still not what that car's capable of. It's capable of running much quicker. He's capable of mid 8-second times, but right now he is all the way down in the number 33 spot. That is not where he wants to be heading into the final qualifying session. Johnny Lyons coming up in the 95 240SX on the left-hand side out of McClenny, Florida. The Boss 302. Yeah, rare car over there on the right-hand side. Adam Grishbaum out of Canton, Missouri. And both of them finding the track surface a little tough to tame as the sun is coming out. .952 at 144 for Adam. That's an improvement over his 977. He'll move up to number 30. Lyons does not improve. And we've got a bunch of smoke at the top end of the racetrack, so we're going to put the reds on. And, yeah, there's a lot of smoke coming out of one car down there, and hopefully it is not a fire because that's a lot. There's a lot of smoke coming out down there, and unfortunately, that might be the end of somebody's weekend, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens here. Waiting on the call from the top end. So we're going to be on hold here for just a minute. All right, so the smoke has subsided from the top end. We will give you a report as soon as we have one. Okay, so the word has come back. There was no fire. We're just waiting on the all-clear signal or if we have a cleanup to do. So once again, we are on hold here for a minute. We'll let you know as soon as we have more information. But, James, you want to bail me out here for just a second? I will lead you up to this. I mean, this is a softball. But, dude, streetcar shootout. Holy crap, this thing is crazy. We got 6 cars in the 7s. An 8-10 is only good enough for the 7th spot. I mean, and these cars are, going to have to possibly do a cruise later. I mean, dude, I'm getting lost for words. I mean, this stuff is crazy fast.
Good stuff so far this weekend. We have, I believe I've seen 38 cars so far. Let's check that out. 40 cars so far in this class. It is for sure our most popular class of the weekend. Rick Prospero still holding down the number 1 qualified position, 7:10 at 200 miles an hour. And Brett LaSala, 7:14 with a 9 at 201 miles an hour.
Yeah, Brett LaSala going up into the number 2 spot here on this session. We saw Prospero pedaling out of a power wheelie. And again, the door is open for Mike Reach as he went 7:18 in the first session and has in this session. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. I have not seen him yet in this session. I'm not sure if he's in the lanes or if he's just waiting for qualifying session number 3. Speaking of rolling into the lanes, I see a whole bunch of cars rolling into the spectator area. So all you spectators out there, a very, very big thank you from all of us here at Bradenton Motorsports Park for supporting FL2K. If you see Victor, make sure you go and tell him, hey, thanks for bringing in James Thompson and Derek Putnam, as we're really enjoying our time up here.
Ask him where our FL2K apparel is at that he was supposed to get for us.
I think it's been sold, James. I think the correct answer you're looking for has officially been sold. So once again, if you are looking for FL2K apparel, you can go over and get it at the Cletus McFarland booth. It's located behind the first set of grandstands on the west side. All right, here comes Russell Guys and Dean Moslin Jr. Moslin Jr. in the 96 Nissan 300ZX on the right-hand side of the racetrack, parachute on the back. He is not on the qualifying sheet yet, as is Russell Guys out of left-hand side of the 93 Ford and Mustang. So both of these guys looking to add their names to the sheet. James, that'll put us over 40 cars. Yeah, we're at 40 now, so we're about to have 42 if they just wait and make sure they take the green light. Nissan is all in and staged. Mustang trying to get up and in there and bumped in. Here we go. And they both want to leave on green. James, check it out. They just missed the perfect light bonus. 002 red for Moslow, 11 red for Guys. A 930, 149 miles an hour for Moslin Jr. 914 at 150 for Guys. Alex Corella in ginger red, the 93 Mustang on the left-hand side, the firefighter looking to blaze his way down Bradenton Motorsports Park's quarter mile. Currently qualified number 11 at 8:29. Robbie Foddick Jr., 92 SX, not on the sheet yet on the right-hand side. Alex gets bumped in. Both of them get away on green. Alex is a little slow on the 60-foot and is lifted out of it. The SX going down the track under power, 965, 143 miles an hour. Corella looked good to about the 330-foot mark, and then after that he pulled the pin and said, I don't like it. Will Dugas and Mason Messina coming up next. Messina in the 1990 Miata on the right-hand side. Currently not on the qualify sheet. Now Dugas, the 01 Viper. This thing has been over 200 miles an hour multiple times. Yesterday, he could not find the right setup and is currently on the bump spot, James, in number 43. So looking for the left side to lay a number down right here. And he once again leaves on nothing. Right-hand side, looks like he's smoking the tires from rubbing all the way down when you look and see where the smoke is coming from. 11:28 at 129 miles an hour as he self-clearances the tires. And Will Dugas, a little bit of a surprise as the Viper will go to the final qualified session without a real representative time. He stays on the bottom in the number 44 spot. Anthony Castellanos coming up in the 2001 Lexus. I never said a four-door Lexus couldn't be used as a race car, James, and apparently this guy said, hold my beer and watch this. The Lexus currently not where he wants to be on the qualifying sheet. Number 41, he went 14-16 at 125 miles an hour. The Camaro on the right-hand side, I have no data on the tech card yet. Just know that they went 969 at 131 miles an hour, and it sure sounds like it's got a lot left beyond that. So both of these drivers looking to improve over what they ran in the first session yesterday. All right, they're both going to boost them up. Lexus is in. Camaro is in. Camaro lights the tires and will not improve on the 969. The Lexus did not get staged correctly and will get a time not representative of what he wants. Will run a lot of speed, though. Yeah, 166 miles an hour. Hey, James, he actually improved. A 1404 is an improvement over the 1416.
Perseverance, my friend, perseverance.
No. Small victories. Small victories. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here he comes. Cletus McFarland in mullet. He's hanging his, fist out the window. Again, a true enthusiast in every sense of the word, and he is happy to be out here. Mullet currently qualified number 5 with a 755 at 183 miles an hour. I think, James, you told me that might be career best numbers for that car.
I believe that's pretty close to career best numbers. I think he's gone in the low 50s and maybe the high 40s with the car before.
Yeah, Ken Jonas coming up out of Boynton Beach, Florida. He's doing double duty and running a couple different cars out here this weekend. 2011 Mustang on the left side. Cletus getting bumped in on the right. Here we go. Cletus was hooked up to about 30 feet and then blew the tires off. Jonas is hooked up, took the soft approach, 160 on the 60-foot. Looking for better than 1594 and cuts it in half, 873, 172 miles an hour. So that'll work good. Cletus a little too aggressive on that one on the setup. And he will stay number 5 with his 755 ET from yesterday. So, James, again, yesterday we had a lot of cloud cover, and that leads to lower track temperatures. And although Bradenton is, again, world-renowned for having a lot of traction, a lot more than other tracks, you still have to play to the correct track conditions. You need to be able to look at the heat of the track, you need to look at the groove in the track, and figure out where exactly you need to go. And speaking of looking at where he needs to go, Travis Magnum, the runner-up in the modified roll racing class from yesterday. The S2000 yesterday rolled the beam, so he didn't get a time, so he's trying to get on the sheet here. Car went, what did he go, 172 miles an hour in roll racing yesterday, I believe. So, the wick is definitely there. You just got to pray that he's got it set in the right spot. He doesn't want to have it tuned up too much, but he wants to get it just right. He said that hopefully he hopes to make amends for messing up first qualifier today. Commented on my social media yesterday. And, again, congratulations to him to making it for the final. He's going to try to lay a good pass down right here. And so Travis will just take the tree and roll down. So James, he will get a qualified time. I believe that'll put 45 cars on the sheet. So I think we were at 44 previously. Yeah, that'll put 45 cars on the sheet. Click it back around. What did he run? He went 20 seconds and 2 hundredths of a second at a extra, blistering. And he is not qualified on the bump. There's actually somebody slower than him. So 45 cars, ladies and gentlemen, qualified for the streetcar shootout class. We will split them into at least 2 classes, if not 3. So last and final call for Extreme 28. Last and final call for Extreme 28. Need you to lanes, please. First call for no time. First call for no time. Need you to lanes 13 and 14. First call for no time. Need you to 13 and 14, please. And No Time Shootout presented by Florida No Time and Envision Garage. And I invite the ladies from Envision Garage to come on back as they told us they would join us in the tower, James, to help provide commentary. Yes, and as James is adding, we need extra commentary. Or too much commentary. Too much commentary is never enough, correct? Yes, James is looking for some extra caffeine, and I feel. Yeah, exactly. All right, so much going on here at Bradenton Motorsports Park. You need to make sure you take full advantage of all of it. James and I are up here in the tower. We have probably the best seat in the house, and we have one of the best, hardest working clock workers and tech card enterers and tell us about the weather and keep all of her employees in check. Law, did I miss anything? What did I miss? The best wife to Rod Johnson. The only person that deserves a cold beer up here in the tower.
Bullet billet blocks are proven in record-setting race cars, but they can also help you dominate the street or track in your modified road car. Streetable, reliable and repeatable from the road to the racetrack.
No matter what you race, how you drive, or how much power you make, Brisk spark plugs power it all. Cutting-edge technology, patented designs, superior performance.
I love Brisk spark plug.
Whether you're in sportsman front-wheel drive or pro modified, find the spark you've been missing.
At Late Model Engines, we machine, assemble, build and test every engine in-house. Our expert staff and state-of-the-art facility means we build your engine right. Our dyno gives us the best R&D possible and the performance, power, and reliability you need to win. Check out LateModelEngines.com and see why we're a step ahead of the competition.
We drive performance. We drive passion. A background in drag racing. And a future in all forms of motorsports. Because success in one sport isn't enough. Pushing ourselves to be the best. Climbing every mountain. Topping every peak. Until you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
Legendary efficiency, performance, and power. Vortex Superchargers, the most trusted brand in supercharging for over 30 years.
And he is happy to accept that role. Once again, the Bradenton Motorsports Park staff led by Wade Rich, and I see Petey down there on another tractor. They are out there grooming the racetrack. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, you did see some cars that were, not finding traction to their liking. So the thing you got to keep in mind is you need to, again, play to the surface. And I also see Petey out there pulling double duty. So once again, if you want to come into the restricted area, you must sign the waiver and get an armband. So no one should be allowed in the restricted areas without armbands. So if you do not have an armband, go to Racer Registration that is located on the tower side of the track next to the fuel station in the little Racer Registration booth, and they will get you taken care of. But you should have an armband. If you do not, you will be asked to leave restricted area. So once again, as I mentioned previously, the cars that are coming up here and unfortunately not finding traction to their liking, once again, it is not on the part of Wade or Jimmy or anybody here in Bradenton Motorsports Park crew. But keep in mind that, the track surface is warm. That's a good way of putting it. So a lot of these cars are running a small tire, so you have to balance the application of power with the size of your tire. And if you don't do that, you'll get tire spinning. Sometimes you'll get smoked, too, off the starting line if you put too much power down. So you need to balance that application. So yesterday we had a lot of cloud cover, and that keeps track temperature down, and that'll keep everybody going down the racetrack. But you have to be able to tune to conditions because the track shouldn't tune to you. You should tune to the racetrack. And that's why you're seeing some people that are having some traction issues because they're trying to see how much the racetrack will take. And sometimes that's by design, and sometimes you just miss the tune-up. It's a lot easier than it looks. If you want to find out about it, go talk to your favorite racer in the pits this weekend and then find out how easy it is to try to put down 8 and 7 second runs on a small little 9.5-inch wide tire. So to the Mustang driver that is parked behind the tower, he has come to move his vehicle, and we thank you so much for doing so. You will help keep the travel lane clear for us to get from the east side of the track to the west side of the track. So thank you so much for moving your vehicle. We do appreciate it. And once again, if you find a parking spot that looks too good to be true, it probably is. So before you park your vehicle and walk away, we ask that you take a look. Make sure that you did not park somewhere you shouldn't be. So, James, we're about to get started here with Extreme 28, presented by 5 Bar Motorsports and RI Automotive. And, again, we still have that $250 bounty from Boostin' Photography up for grabs. And we had a couple people get real close to it. Somebody was 002 red, and the car right alongside of him was 011 red. So they missed by 0.02 of a second and 0.11 of a second from getting $250. And, if they put the Boostin' Photography decal on their car, they can make $50 more, and they can get $300 just for cutting a perfect light. Does that make you want to go home and get rusty? Yeah. Yeah, James, a race winner in his own right who has done well this year. He finished in the top 10 in points at Orlando this year with 2 entries. And, yeah, well, usually you can't finish top 10 twice unless you have 2 entries. So, yeah. I think I'll take the award there for that kind of makes sense, dude. You kind of have to run 2 entries. Yeah. Hey, we felt bad for you, James. Let's just go ahead and give you points for a second entry that you're not using. So again, for everybody that is out here enjoying the Florida sunshine, and yeah, it's a little warmer than I would say normally at this time of year, so please make sure you stay hydrated. It is very easy to let your fluid levels get out of whack, and we don't want anybody having to deal with that. So please make sure you keep your fluid levels where they should be. Go over and visit the concession stand on the tower side of the racetrack and get yourself something good to drink. And you know what? Beer is full of water, so that's a great choice. So go over and grab yourself an ice cold Budweiser or Bud Light. We're lucky enough to get a couple of them donated up here in the tower, and we thank the gentleman and the lady who brought them here. And we appreciate that Envision Garage brought us up some koozies to help keep them cold. So we got the music going on the west side of the racetrack. We're trying to get the racetrack tuned up for the next class, which is Extreme 28s, brought to you by 5 Bar Motorsports and RI Automotive. And, James, here we go. First pair coming to the water. All right, James, here comes our first pair, and it's interesting to see where these two are qualified, but you look at the speed and kind of enlighten us a little bit here. We've got Eric Jarvis and Gary White coming up. White in the Titan Motorsports Supra on the right-hand side, and Eric Jarvis on the left-hand side. They're qualified number 2 and number 3, but tell us about the speed here.
Significant speed difference. Gary White went 794 at only 126 miles per hour yesterday. Eric Jarvis only went 139 miles per hour yesterday, but good enough for ET for the number 3 and number 2 qualified spots respectively.
So basically, for those of you in the know-how, what I'm going to tell you is 790s, you should be probably going about 175 miles an hour on average, somewhere in there. So both of these cars down significantly. So it means that both of them have the potential to go low sevens. Now, whether the track will take it in this warmer condition, we're going to answer that right now. The Titan car hooked up and gone. 126 on the 60-foot. Can he make it pay off at the end? 666, 100. Oh, not even 100. 221 miles an hour. James, he improves 1.28 seconds and adds almost 100 miles an hour to his first shot.
Good enough for 400s, better than the number 2 qualified position. Gary White making a statement there. 666, 221 miles an hour. Eric Jarvis, 788 at 151 will still be good enough for number 3 qualified position. But wow, Gary White laying one down right there.
Yeah, and he moves into the number 1 qualifying spot by only 0.04 of a second. I think with a 122 60-foot, James, he made the right tune-up for the warm track and got down there. But obviously, I still think there's a lot of meat left on the bone when you consider the fact that the number 2 qualified car, Larry Ramnath, went 670 at 201. So again, Gary White made the right tune-up call. All right, let's bring up our next pair. Shazim Ali coming up out of Margate, Florida, the 91 Nissan on the right-hand side. The Blacklist Performance on board for the 2012 Mustang out of Palm Bay, Florida. That's Travis Atkins. On the left-hand side, that is Matt LaRue, the man behind the machinery. Matt LaRue, formerly from Profab Performance, has gone off and started his own shop, Blacklist, and Matt has been around small tire racing for quite a while, as he has a lot of knowledge, and we'll see how he does here in this. Like I said, it is a warm racetrack, so you got to have the right tune-up set. The Mustang sounded like it's kind of blowing through the converter, James. It just was not making the right noises. The Nissan on its way, 792, 177 miles an hour as he improves from his 823 earlier. Entering the 7-second zone is Shazim Ali. And unfortunately for Travis Atkins, that's not what he wanted. He's going 18.54 at a extra blistering 60.54 miles an hour. He'll remain qualified number 6. Shazim, he improves and goes from number 5 to number 4. He'll move up. Speaking of the number 2 qualifier, James, here he is.
So here he is, Larry Ramnath out of Coral Springs, Florida, driving that 2001 Nissan. Was your number 1 qualifier going into the session, but Gary White went 666 earlier, so Larry Ramnath 670 at 201 miles an hour.
Once again, I need Extreme 28, or not Extreme 28, I need No Time Shootout. No Time Shootout. Doesn't look like I have all of you. I need the rest of you. No Time Shootout. I need you to lanes 13 and 14. No Time Shootout. I need you to lanes 13 and 14. James, we're talking about Larry, and you said he was qualified number 1. 670 at 201. Sounds like he had all the beans to it. I wonder if he can improve here in these warm conditions.
We are going to find out here in just a couple of seconds.
Just kind of served that one up there for you, didn't I? All right, so the 01 Nissan, all by himself, single pass. Now he got the signal. He's going to boost it up. Get it bumped in. Oh, and he went after it hardcore and lost a little piece of the car out of it, too. Not quite sure what it was. But Larry, he laid on it good. Oh, those are sunglasses. I'm not quite sure how sunglasses came out of a car. All right, so Larry will not improve, James. I guess the answer to our question is a little bit too much on the up button. All right, so a pair of Mustangs going to come up here. A really clean-looking Terminator Cobra left-hand side out of Lincroft, New Jersey. That is Daniel Minute. Beautiful-looking car. He will stage up with David Bowen Brooksville, Florida, 2015 Mustang, backed by Coastal Dyno. Yeah, the silver and black stripe combination on that car looking good as well. So a couple of real nice-looking Mustangs here, and ironically, they are not qualified where they want to be. They're number 7 and number 8, but in an 8-car field, that's not where you want. No time shootout, load up, please. No time shootout, load up, please. No time shootout, load up, please. All right, put out first call for X front-wheel drive. Extreme front-wheel drive. Need you to lanes, please. Extreme front-wheel drive. Need you to the lanes, please. And both of them a little slow off the starting line. Bowen out in front. Minute clawing to get there. 8:43 at 167 for Minute. 8:56 at 160 for Bowen. That'll improve them both over what they laid down in the first session. They'll go to number 6 and number 7 with Minute the better of those two. Final call for no time shootout. You're about to be late. Final call for no time shootout. You're about to be late. All right, here comes Josh McClintock out of Pearl, Mississippi. The dark blue 2012 Mustang, parachute on the back in place, and currently qualified number 5, James, with an 8:15 at 171. Loading up the boost. Please stand by. All of it going 142 60-foot. 137 miles an hour in the 8th mile, and 826 at 169. Not a bad pass at all. It's not an improvement over what he ran yesterday, but again, in the heat, James, only a 1/10 of a second off and 2 miles an hour in speed. Not bad. He'll stay qualified number 5, and that will wrap up that session of Extreme 28s. So no time shootout on deck, and I'm missing the Envision Garage. There's one of the two sponsors in Florida No Time and Envision Garage. They promised me they would come back. I hope they don't break that promise. James, that'll put X front-wheel drive in the on-deck position. So X front-wheel drive, extreme front-wheel drive. You are called to the lanes, please. Extreme front-wheel drive. Need you to lanes 11 and 12, please. Extreme front-wheel drive. 11 and 12, please. And Wade will lay down some more traction compound as we get ready to go here for the no-time shootout. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the class where it's all about your poker face and getting A to B in your side of the racetrack, because no times are displayed. So this is the true grudge-style race that a lot of people like, but you have to be willing to commit to no one really knowing how fast your car is, or very few people knowing, because you have to be able to make it down the racetrack and keep your ET a secret, because you want to be able to. What do farm truck and Asian do? What do they call it? Hook a fish, right? You got a fish on the line. You want to be able to make it like your opponent can probably beat you, and that's a great thing about grudge racing. Is literally it's a, how can you play your hand off and see if people will actually bite and lock you into a race? And a lot of these grudge races are locked in for a significant amount of money, but again, this is something where we're paying out enough money on no time shootout anyway. $5,000 going to the winner, and no time shootouts, most of them on the racetrack are usually going to be small tire and stock suspension, and there's some restrictions in place. So once again, if you do not have an armband, we would ask that you would stay out of the restricted area, please. If you do not have an armband, we would ask that you stay out of the restricted area, please. If you do not have...
Hi, I'm Hall of Famer Derek Brooks, and it takes the City of Champions to house a champion. Jerry Arm, the #1 Ram and Jeep dealer in the country, with a winning selection of over 500 Ram trucks and Jeeps. So, when you're ready to go bigger, better, and faster than ever before, there's no place like Arm. Drive home a champion. Jerry Arm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the #1 Ram and Jeep dealer in the country, just 2 blocks south of the house that I helped build on Dare Mabry.
Every Molly Motorsports piston is backed by 95-plus years of racing heritage and technology innovation. Molle employs the most advanced piston design and machining being used today. When it comes to piston purchase, why choose anything but Molle Motorsports?
Are you serious? O-Star Motorsports is your source for hardcore hardware. Engine internals, suspension components, electronics, turbochargers, and more. We're all in with the best customer service, the best prices, and express shipping at rates the other guys can't touch. Foreign or domestic, count on our experience to get you to the finish line first. O-Star, because heroes are made, not born.
Developed, manufactured, and assembled in the USA for more than 30 years, Whipple Superchargers are the heart of today's modern muscle cars. Unmatched quality, cutting-edge rotor profile and design, and the most dollar-for-dollar street-legal power of any supercharger. Racing and performance have been in our family for decades, and no one pays more attention to the details. Find the fun your car's been missing at WhippleSuperchargers.com.
Out for blood. Our Florida No Time event here at Bradenton Motorsports Park. Going to be October 22nd and 23rd. So out for blood. Our Florida No Time event. Going to be right here at Bradenton Motorsports Park on October the 22nd and 23rd. Right here at Bradenton Motorsports Park.
All right, so here comes our first pair. Jack Stan Jimmy, the 64 single turbocharged LS powered Nova, looking to keep the front end on the ground. Jack Stan James Tall out of the Cletus McFarland camp, the Motion Raceworks backed 1964 Nova. As the 240SX on the left-hand side having some trouble, it looks like, trying to get up on the tire. David Varner out of Oxford, Ohio, the 1997 240SX. Sounded like he's still having some trouble down there in the burnout box. Something just doesn't want to work right with the ECU. And James is just kind of sitting in the water waiting on him, seeing if he can get it figured out. All right, so the left side could not get it to perform as he needed, so James Tall, otherwise known as Jack Stan Jimmy, will give it a shot here on the right-hand side of the racetrack. He's based here in Bradenton, Florida, and once again, as I said, part of the Cletus McFarland crew. The 1964 Nova that he stood on the bumper famously on a nitrous combination, James, a couple years ago, and he put it on the back burner and built a 240SX, and then has since turbocharged this car and brought it back out and has had good success with it, but unfortunately the biggest problem he's had is keeping the front end on the ground. We'll see how he does here. Dr. Tunemal getting the program loaded up. And he lays it down good there as a nice controlled wheelie. Yeah, James will be happy with that one as he got the wheelie under control and went A to B. That's what he needed. All right, here comes our next pair. The IDS Import Drag Solutions backed ride coming up next on the left-hand side of the racetrack. All right, here comes John Rogers and Jordan Millette. Millette out of Lutz, Florida, the Maximum Design Apparel back 94 Mustang on the right-hand side. Beautiful-looking hot rod. John Rogers out of Oxford, Ohio, the 1998 Mustang IDS. Yeah, this was a stick car. I'm not sure if it's still a stick car, James. And based on how he's bumping it in, I'm going to say no. It's probably been converted to an automatic. Both of them going wheels up, and the Nissan just lights the tires. The Mustang, A to B, W. Now, again, no times being shown here because I don't have any data, and that's just the way it's set up. And so Rogers put something in it, and it did not work. So that time, no good. He'll go back to the pits, and he'll try to work on it. Once again, extreme front-wheel drive, extreme front-wheel drive. I need you to the lanes, please. Extreme front-wheel drive. Need you to the lanes, please. All the cars and golf carts near lane 11 need to be moved immediately. All the cars and golf carts near lane 11 need to be moved immediately. You are blocking racers in, and we can't get racers in those lanes, so I need you to move immediately. Once again, all cars and golf carts near lane 11 need to be moved immediately. We are starting to get a backlog issue over there, and we can't get racers through. Oh, no. Apparently, I still need to sound better because I've been brought a Twisted Tea. And the bad part is that Twisted Tea tastes really good, and I will put that can down in a hurry. All right, so once again, I am joined by the lovely ladies from Florida Street Scene and Envision Garage, and I have been told that they were going to help me provide commentary. Now, you're not going to let me down, are you? Yeah, we got a Mustang on one side and a Mustang on the other side. You guys want to read the screen? Go right ahead.
Boy, that's a lot of America going on right now.
You want me to help you out here a little bit? I'll take one side, you take the other?
All right, that sounds good.
All right, go ahead and pick your side.
All right, so on the left side we got James Sears. Or no, wait, no. We got Tyler.
Tyler Gregan coming up. Yep.
Yeah,
he is in Troy Perez Jr.'s car based out of Bradenton, Florida. So go ahead and try the right-hand side. See who's on the right-hand side.
All right, we got Raul Torres on the right-hand side.
Yeah, you're doing great so far out of Southwest Ranches, Florida. So some Mustang on Mustang crime right here. Right-hand side gets the jump. Tyler on a nice A to B pass as well. And again, this is no time, so again, they're just looking for an A to B pass. It really doesn't matter who leaves first or second here in qualifying, but both of them making respectable runs in the heat of the day. And again, that is optimal because you need to make sure you can get down any track condition. Using the excuse of, the track was too warm will not work when some dude drags you for thousands of dollars.
Exactly. I'm really impressed with all these racers out here. It is hot, and watching these guys just wait in their cars to go down the drag strip, I'm out of breath coming up those stairs.
Oh, so you need a second.
I need a second. I need my
so why don't you
need a second.
So then why don't you hand it to Tiffany and we'll see how she does. Wait, I was going to say, wait a second. Tiffany, you've had enough alcohol. You said you were fine. Oh, okay. All right, so next car up is Savio Leo. Once again, extreme front-wheel drive, extreme front-wheel drive. I don't have hardly any of you down there. Extreme front-wheel drive. And I also need all cars near lane 11 to be moved immediately. We will start moving them for you, please. All cars and golf carts near lane 11, I need you moved immediately. If you don't do it, we will move it for you. John Dock coming up right-hand side, the YouTube star with the 87 Grand National on the right-hand side.
And on the left-hand side, we got Silvio Leal, and it is from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and is 95 240. I absolutely love these cars. These are definitely my favorite.
Yeah, it's a beautiful looking car. Unfortunately, he just got drugged and parachuted.
Right. It happens. I'll bring him a Twisted Tea.
You know what? I have a feeling if you brought him a Twisted Tea, he will feel better and go, yeah, I got one more qualifying session. I'm good. You're having, oh, wow. We have reached new level. No, I actually, the fact that you just did that means to me you're having a really good time.
It's a great time out here at Bradenton Motorsports Park every day.
Yeah, FL2K out here, and I'm lucky to have some additional people helping me out here in the tower as James is modulating, and I am nowhere near modulation, buddy. Yeah, you're still modulating. All right, here comes our next two. All right, I'm gonna see how you do. Let's go ahead and let's see if you can do both of them. Go ahead.
All right, David Varner in the left side from Oxford, Ohio. Oh boy, my birth year, 97 240 SX. This thing is beautiful. I cannot wait to see how this goes. And Joe Melvin on the right side from Fort Myers, Florida, in the 07 Mustang. Woo!
Doing a big old wheel stand is Joe Melvin. He might have to do an underwear check after that one. He makes it down there under power, but I'll tell you what, that 5-bar Motorsports car is, they might want to check the skid plate underneath that one because you're supposed to go forward, not up, and your woo pretty much described it.
Best decision this year is making everyone have that diaper on their cars.
Yes, I'm sure that the tech staff and Victor is thankful that we have not had more oil downs, and I'm sure that, again, like you said, that is a big reason for it. So, got a couple of bad boys coming up here in our next pair. Frank Mishaw and Troy Perez Jr. Yeah, both of these guys are not strangers to Bradenton Motorsports Park or each other. Both these cars have been down the racetrack in real quick time, and unfortunately I'm guessing just because, again, I have no ET to go off of, but that is Victor's own Supra out of Induction Performance. Yeah, Victor, the guy behind all the efforts here at Bradenton Motorsports Park, the owner, out there backing up his own car. Yeah, he's got a little bit of nitrous on board there. What they're doing is they're purging the nitrous to get the bottle temperature and the pressure right where they want it. Looks over on the left side and he sees Frank Mishaw. This guy normally used to driving a twin turbocharged Trans Am behind the wheel as a hired gun here this weekend in the Mustang. So which car do you like a little bit more? Do you like the Supra or do you like the Mustang?
Ooh, boy, you got me. Import against domestic right here. I gotta say, Booger is my diehard go-to. I mean, watching that car from where it started to where it is now is just absolutely insane. However, I did see the Mustang run yesterday, and that definitely impressed me. And it takes a lot to impress me with the Mustang, I gotta say that.
All right, so they're going to get all staged up and ready. Turbo spooled. Oh, unfortunately, that's not what he wanted. Mishaw hooked up, little power wheelie, and just walks around him. Nasty pass out of the left-hand side.
It's okay, Booger. You still got my heart.
And one more pass. One more pass, yep. So Victor might say, okay, we might have hit the up button just a little too much on that one. We'll turn it back down next time. So speaking of which, how things going over at the Envision Garage booth? You guys doing okay over there?
We're doing pretty well, We got a lot of people coming by, checking out the Supra. Once again, that's a 93 Mark IV Toyota Supra. I mean, that thing got it 13 years ago. It's been driven across country. Talk about Toyota reliability, but still straight car running 9s.
The sad thing is that 9s, even though they're fast, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'd be very happy with a 9-second car, but we got street cars out here going like bottom 7s. It's just insane.
Okay, we got some secret sauce coming, so you got to stay up to tune with us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And you got to keep an eye out for the new build because we got some secret sauce going on with Victor. So.
All right, I'm all about that secret sauce. So here comes Glenn Burrish in Spanky, the newly revised Spanky. You go check him out on Southern Chaos on YouTube. This car was just completely revamped and repainted. It went from white to blue, and I got to say, it looks impressive. He will face Jason Texiria out of Sheldon, Connecticut. 1998 convertible Cobra. The Cobra going wheels up and pedals out of it beautifully, and Burch right alongside. Yeah, that was a good side-by-side matchup. You want to talk about street cars? Yeah, we just had a convertible Cobra going down the racetrack doing like a little 3-foot power wheelie right there.
I'm impressed. Every year I get more and more impressed by these guys.
You want to talk about impressed? And see, this is kind of more of a sleeper. This is Bad Mima coming up left side. Yeah, this is an ex-Drag Week winning 1984 Mercury Marquee Wagon.
Talk about going on vacation then going to the drag strip.
Yeah, I don't know like who said that the the family truckster was the ultimate automobile. Sorry, this thing's got it beat hands down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The interesting thing is that this car originally was based out of Texas. Used to be owned by another gentleman. I can't think of his name right now. Unfortunately, all the car stuff is discombobulated in my head. But it was I think it was a single or a twin turbo LS motor, and I believe it has been changed to Coyote power. Sally rolls up left side out of Loxahatchee, Florida, the Bad Meemaw car. And he will face, yeah, look, it's a Mustang. David Bradley out of St. Petersburg, Florida, in the 1990 Fox body Mustang. So what would you prefer if you had the choice? Would you rather have something that's a sleeper like this Mercury Marquee station wagon where you can run like, this car went bottom 8